Join ForumIAS Academy, trusted by hundreds of toppers, including IAS Rank 1 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 Sharma.
Hi, my name is Krishnan. I'll be doing the Hindu news analysis for the day. These are the 5 articles that are taken up for the discussion, and towards the end, we'll see previous year questions. So, the first article is about Saudi Israel mending their diplomatic ties. So, let us see what is this about. So, Middle East to spring. This is a proverb. So, it's telling Middle East there is a lot of action going on. So, what are the actions going on? United States is doing diplomacy to bring two regional powerhouses. What are the two regional powerhouses in West Asia? Saudi Arabia and Israel. So they are taking efforts to bring these two powers together. So, but what is happening? Biden administration is doing this under a lot of challenging circumstances. Why? Because right now Biden administration has a very challenging relationship with both Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Why? Because on one hand, Mr. Netanyahu, it's an extreme right-wing coalition, and what do they want? They want to accelerate the Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank. So where this occupied West Bank is, we've seen all this before. And one thing is they are occupying the West Bank very aggressively, and the second thing is they've curbed the judiciary's independence. And what the US does, the US strongly opposes both these things. And next, why US is having problem with Saudi Crown Prince? Because they murdered Jamal Khashoggi. So he was a journalist and he was murdered. So what is Saudi doing? After close to 8 years, US-Saudi Energy for Security Compact was there. This was started in 1945. But what Saudi Arabia is doing, it has been diversifying its strategic options. So what is it doing to diversify its strategic options? It's bringing in China into the fold. So it has reconciled with Iran to some extent through Chinese mediation, and it has hosted the Chinese president 3 times in Riyadh itself. So all these are in your face Saudi initiatives challenging the US interest. So what will this do? This will not go well for Joe Biden's presidential bid next year. So Joe Biden want to prove something. So what is he trying to do? So first thing he's trying to do is he's waged a campaign to persuade Saudi Arabia to normalize its relations with Israel, because all Islamic countries in West Asia do not get along with Israel. But now this is changing. So this proposal has been in Saudi table since 2020. Because the Saudi Crown Prince and Mr. Netanyahu had a meeting, but this was not publicized. This was an unpublicized meeting. This happened in Saudi Arabia in the presence of then US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. So he's like the Home Minister of US. So again, this has gained traction. So this is going on well, because the US National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, they are going to visit Saudi Arabia and they'll be received by the prince. So what the Saudis are telling, see, they are not rejecting this. They want to normalize ties with Israel, but they are putting a lot of conditions. First, what they are telling we want NATO-like US security guarantee, and next they are telling we want access to advanced American weapon system, and they are telling we want acquisition of civilian nuclear technology, and next finally they are telling Israel should give commitment to a two-state solution with Palestinians. So Israel is telling, if you do all these things, we'll recognize Israel. So now let us see what is the motive to do all these things. What is there for Biden administration? Because they are concerned about ingress by China and Russia in Middle East. Because Middle East has generally been a pro-West region, but now China and Russia are coming in. So Biden administration want to re-entrench the Pax Americana. So what they are feeling? So fostering such a reconciliation would ingratiate Mr. Biden with two MIFT leaders. So both of them are MIFT with them. So finally, he thinks the powerful Jewish lobby is there now. So that would help Mr. Biden win presidential election if things go in favor of Israel. So what has Saudi Arabia done? So Saudi Arabia, under the reign of Crown Prince, it has adopted an assertive and ambitious foreign policy. How they are able to do is because they got the oil wealth. They want to become the primus inter pares. So what is primus inter pares? It means first among equals. So they want to be the first among equals in the region, and they want to emerge as an important global player. But what will happen if they reconcile with Israel? It takes away the first movers advantage that United Arab Emirates has had for the past 3 years as member of the Abraham Accords. Next, what is happening? Diplomatic ties with Israel would balance the kingdom's recent reconciliation with Iran and Syria, and it will emerge as a more nationalist power than an Islamic one. And in spite of all these things, what Riyadh needs US strong security commitment and access to Israeli technology, right? So, but what is the challenge of the Saudi Crown Prince? He needs to mitigate the skepticism about Israel, because Arabians don't think very highly of Israelites. So, and at home in the country and within the Al Saud family, that is the royal family. What is there for Israel? For Israel, a Star of David, that is, if they have an embassy, the Star of David flying in Riyadh would be a major geopolitical victory, because finally they are accepting a legitimate Jewish state, right? That too by an Islamic country after 75 years of being a regional outcast. If an Islamic country accepts Israel, then they'll be they'll feel good about it. So what the kingdom Saudi Arabia is the custodian of Islam's two holy shrines, and the Riyadh Tel Aviv detente, what it will do, it will herald Israel's integration with the Arab Islamic world. And what will happen, it will provide direct air and land access to Asia, enabling better leverage of the economic opportunities. But what are the wider impacts? The global fallout would be very high, because if Saudi mends its relations with Israel, then obviously Pakistan and Indonesia will follow. But it will further marginalize the Palestinians' cause. And what will happen? It will polarize and radicalize them. And it will radicalize Iran, Syria, Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Islamic State as well. So, but what has done? They have invested considerable diplomatic capital in this quest. So the US is eventually going to succeed despite the formidable odds, because they'll get the Israeli government to moderate some of its hard-held policy. And as usual, the Saudi-Israeli rapprochement would have a mild positive impact on India, because there's a contradiction in India's regional policy when it comes to the Middle East, right? So if Israel and Saudi get along with each other very well, then Saudi Arabia and Israel both will be happy with us. So, and there will be a lot of opportunities for the US, because US is going to push back China from the region. But sometimes what might happen, Israel might hyphenate India with Islamic countries. So that might be an issue, but overall it will be a good thing only for India. Now let us go to the next article. This picture was in the first page of today's The Hindu, so I thought we'll talk about the Kalbelia dance. So the artist she's performing the Kalbelia dance. We'll see what it is. So what is this? This is Kalbelia dance. This is an expression of the Kalbelia community's traditional way of life. So where are these Kalbelias? They live in Rajasthan. They are a Rajasthani tribe. And this dance is listed in the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage. So you all know what is the UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritages. So it is made of intangible heritage. So what is intangible heritage? What is tangible and intangible? Tangible is something that you can see, right? Intangible is something that you cannot see. So this is intangible heritage elements which help demonstrate the cultural diversity, cultural heritage, and raise awareness about its importance. So this was established in 2008 when the Convention for Safeguarding the Intangible Cultural Heritage came into effect. So in this dance, what do? They swirl. There are graceful movements. I'm pretty sure all of you might have watched this dance. It comes in a very famous movie, right? This dance. So I'm pretty sure all of you might have seen this. So, so the movements are so gracious that this is one of the most sensuous forms of folk dance in India. So generally, it is for joyous celebration. That is when they are happy, they do this dance, and it's an integral part of Kalbelia culture. And what is the unique aspect of it? It is only performed by women, while men only play the instruments and provide the music. So what are the instruments involved and dress involved? Women wear black skirts and they dance and swirl. So what will this replicate? This will replicate the movements of a serpent, snake. So men will accompany them on kanjari and pungi. So it's a woodwind instrument, and the dancers have their traditional tattoo designs, jewelry, and garments. They're all richly embroidered with small mirrors and silver threads. So this will be in their sari itself. So what will the songs have? They'll have mythological knowledge through stories. So their dance demonstrates the poetic acumen of the Kalbelia, because what they do is they compose lyrics on the spot and improvise on the songs during performance itself. So the song is the tradition is transmitted from generation to generation, and the songs and dance are a part of an oral tradition. So for this oral tradition, and there are no text and training manuals. So orally it is transmitted from one generation to another. So now let us see about the tribe. They were once professional snake handlers, but today what they do, they evoke their former occupation in music and dance. So they use this music and dance in new and creative ways, but they are still a nomadic tribe only. They are nomadic. They lead a nomadic life and they belong to scheduled tribe. So largest number of population of Kalbelias are in Pali district, Ajmer, Chittorgarh, and Udaipur district in Rajasthan. So what are the other folk dances of Rajasthan? There's Gair, Kachi, Godi, Ghumar, Bhavai, etc. So these are the 13 intangible cultural heritage traditions recognized by UNESCO. The first was the tradition of Vedic chanting. So you might have seen in Vedic pachas and all, right? Students sit together and they chant the Vedas together. Next is the Ram Leela tradition. Kuttiyatam, it's a Sanskrit theatre belonging to Kerala. And Raman religious festival and ritual theatre of Gadwal Himalayas. This is in Uttarakhand. Mudiyattu, this is again from Kerala. Kalbelia is from Rajasthan. Chow dance. Chow dance is from West Bengal, Jharkhand region. Buddhist chanting of Ladakh. This also like similarly, it will be like similar to Vedic chanting only. Sankirtana. This question has been asked in prelims once before. So Manipuri Vaishnavas, they do this Sankirtana. And Tateras. So this is a brass and copper craft. Yoga, Navruz, and Kumbh Mela is the recent addition. Now let us move on to the next article. This article is about NRF. So what it is, we have seen this already last week. We've covered this in detail. This is just an update. So Union Science Minister Jitendra Singh tabled Anusandhan National Research Foundation Bill in Lok Sabha. So what it does, it proposes to establish the National Research Foundation. So what this body will do, this will provide high-level strategic direction for research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So the NRF also seeks to replace the existing Science and Engineering Research Board. So the SERB will be replaced by NRF. And most importantly, what it proposes to do is, it proposes a more expansive definition of research, which includes science, engineering, IT, liberal arts, social sciences, and humanities. So all this together will be called research. So in the NRF it says can fund and receive money from private sources, philanthropic and international organizations. So the funding of NRF will not be solely dependent on the government alone. They can receive money from private sources also. So the research foundation governing body will be presided over by the Prime Minister, and it will have the Minister of Science and Education as Vice President. And explicitly they mentioned there will be 5 members from the business and industry, and they will be nominated to the board by the Prime Minister. And the bill, after approval in the Parliament, will establish National Research Foundation. This will be the apex body to provide a high-level strategic direction to scientific research. This was recommended by the National Education Policy. So NEP recommended this, which was headed by Kasturi Rangan. So the total estimated cost will be 50,000 crores over 5 years, the ministry has told. So this is the update on SERB. So SERB has been replaced by NRF. Now let us move on to the next article. This article is about digital economy and personal data bill. So we all know, right, that ensuring data protection law is paramount. It is very, very important for accelerating India's digital economy. And so that's why we have the Digital Personal Data Protection Bill. So this strikes a harmonious balance between flexibility. So there should be flexibility at one end, and data privacy measures. So there should be a balance between these two things. So this is what NASSCOM is telling. This is a industry body. So NASSCOM means industries come together and they are represented by NASSCOM. It is like a pressure group. So what they are telling the bill is tech agnostic. What do they mean by that? That it does not dependent on tech, or it does not differentiate based on technology. So they're telling the bill is tech agnostic, and it was expected to cater to what? So the digital ecosystem is becoming dynamic, right? So it is going to cater to that. And what will do? It will help stimulate India's digital thought leadership globally. So this is a giant step towards establishing India as a trusted innovation partner for the world. So what they're telling, so this will mark a significant leap forward for India to establish a robust framework for personal data protection, and it will help build India as a trusted data destination. So this is what the NASSCOM president is telling. And the Union Cabinet has approved the digital personal data protection bill, and she says this is a significant milestone because this would bolster trust and solidify India's position as a global leading innovation. And she's telling this bill holds immense importance in today's digital landscape because the data is extremely important to every industry and nation. So she's telling the bill has been a key ask from the technology industry, and NASSCOM has been working with the government from the start, and because they were sharing insights, analysis on global regulations, what is happening in Europe and all these things, and they have provided detailed submissions right through the evolution of the regulation. So they've been with the government throughout the process. Now let us move on to the next article. This article is about the National Health Authority extending the Digital Health Incentive Scheme. So what is this about? The National Health Authority, that is the NHA, on Friday announced the extension of its Digital Health Incentive Scheme under the 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐫𝐷 Digital Mission. So when it is extended till December 31. Under the Digital Health Incentive Scheme, incentives are provided to hospitals and diagnostic labs and to the providers of digital health solutions such as hospital health management information system and laboratory management information system. So what they'll do, they'll adopt and enable transformative digitization under the ABDM. So when was this launched? This was launched in January 1, 2023 as part of 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐫𝐷 Digital Mission. So under DHIS, eligible health facilities and digital solution companies, they shall be able to earn up to rupees 4 crore based on the number of digital health records created and linked to 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐬𝐵𝐷 health account numbers of the patients. So this is how the scheme works. Basically what it will do, it will do cost reduction. So this incentive can be availed by health facilities, that is hospitals, diagnostic labs, and digital solution companies registered with ABDM's Health Facility Registry. And what they'll do, they'll fulfill the eligibility criterion. I mean, if they fulfill the eligibility criterion specified under the scheme. So what it is anticipated that DHIS advantages offered to the DSEs will contribute to cost reduction, or it will be transmitted further to the relevant healthcare facilities to pay their digitization cost. So far 1,205 health facilities have registered under this scheme, with 567 public and 638 private hospitals, clinics, and diagnostic labs. Further, out of the 25 digital solution companies registered, 25 are from private sector. So till June 2023, close to 120 health facilities and 7 health tech companies have received incentives totaling rupees 4.84 crore. So the incentive recipients include government hospitals like AIIMS Delhi, AIIMS Raipur, AIIMS Bhopal, Lok Bantu, Raj Narayan, Combined Hospital Lucknow, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐥 Hospital Bengaluru, and private hospitals like KGMU Lucknow, KIMS Hubballi, Bangalore, among others. So let us see what is this NDHM ecosystem. So it will, who are the providers? Hospitals and clinics are the providers. Labs, pharmacies, wellness centers will be there. You have the private entities that are the insurers, health tech companies, and doctors. Modern medicine, allopathy, and Ayush doctors will be involved. NGOs will be there. Regulators will be there. Program managers will be there. State government will be involved, and central government will also be involved. So what is the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission? It is the nationwide rollout of the project, and it coincides with the National Health Authority celebrating the 3rd anniversary of the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. So you all know what is Ayushman Bharat. It's a flagship scheme of India, which was launched as recommended by the National Health Policy of 2017, and it seeks to achieve universal health coverage. So what does the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission do? It aims to provide digital health IDs for all Indian citizens to help hospitals, insurance firms, and citizens access health records electronically when required. So initially it was in pilot phase in 6 states and UTs. So what is this health ID? It will be issued for every citizen, and it will also work as their health account. And this health account will contain details of every test, every disease, doctors visited, medicines taken, and the diagnosis. And this health ID is free of cost, and it is voluntary. So what it will do, it will help in doing analysis of health data and lead to better planning, budgeting, and implementation for health problems. Then they'll have healthcare facilities and professionals registry. So this is another major component of the program, that is creating a healthcare professionals registry, healthcare facilities registry. This will allow easy electronic access to medical infrastructure. And so the HPR will be a comprehensive repository of all healthcare professionals involved in delivering health services across both modern and traditional systems of medicine. So not just allopathy, Ayush also will be under the scheme. And the HFR database will have records of all the country's health facilities. And of course, who will be the implementing agency? National Health Authority will be the implementation agency, which is under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So what are the expected benefits? It will ensure ease of doing business for doctors and hospitals and healthcare service providers. It will enable access and exchange of health records of citizens. It will create integration with the digital health ecosystem, similar to the role played by UPI. So whatever UPI is doing in monetary terms, this will do in the hospital records. And it will revolutionize payments also. But what are the concerns? The lack of data protection bill. So only now it is being tabled in the parliament. So once it comes into play, this will not be there. But lack of a bill could lead to misuse of data by private firms and bad actors, and exclusion of citizens and denied healthcare due to faults in the system are also a cause of concern. So when all these digital tools are used, some people might be excluded. So those problems are also there. Now let us move on to previous year questions. So the first one is, Bidi is a large refugee settlement in northwestern Kenya. Some people who fled the South Sudan civil war live in Bidi. Some people who fled from civil war in Somalia live in Dadaab refugee complex in Kenya. So Bidi Bidi is a large refugee settlement in Uganda. Okay, so the first one is wrong, second one is right, third one is right. So the answer is C, 2 and 3 only. Which above are members of Organization of Turkic States? So who are they in these 5 countries? Armenia, Azerbaijan, Croatia, Romania, Uzbekistan. In this, only Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan are Turkic states. So the answer is C, 2 and 5. Consider the following statements. Gujarat has the largest solar park in India. Kerala has a fully solar powered international airport. Goa has the largest floating solar photovoltaic project in India. So which of the following are correct? Gujarat has the largest solar park. This is wrong. It is Rajasthan. Kerala has a fully solar powered international airport. Yeah, that's true. It's Kochi airport. Goa is the largest floating solar photovoltaic project in India. No, it is not Goa. It is in Tamil Nadu. So the answer is 2 only. Which one of the following statement best reflects the issue with Senkaku Islands? So this is very famous news. It is generally believed that they are artificial islands made by a country around South China Sea. China and Japan engage in maritime disputes over these islands in the East China Sea. A permanent American military base has been set up there to help Taiwan to increase its defense capabilities. Though International Court of Justice declare them as no man's land, some Southeast Asian countries claim them. So this is a very easy question. So the answer is B. China and Japan engage in maritime disputes over these islands in East China Sea. So if you like this video, you can share it among your friends, subscribe, and comment below. You can also follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Telegram, and Facebook. So thanks for tuning in. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.